So now the custom post type is visible. If I click on trainer, personal trainer, and I click on add trainer, you'll see the post and the feature image. Along with that, what I need is I need a meta box that asks for the gym trainer experience and is specialized. So it will ask for gym trainer experience, and it will ask for the gym trainers specialty. Since we are using CPT, additional fields, whatever things we are adding, that data would get saved into the post meta, but the actual data gets stored in the post. So we have two tables. One is post table and the other one is post meta. Whatever meta box you have, that gets stored into the post meta table. And to access the data of the post meta, we use the get post meta, and we need to pass the original post ID to get the key. So this is the key where these data are stored, and this is the value. Whatever you write here, the value is appended to this key and gets stored into the WP post meta that can be accessed only with get post meta. Cool. Now if you we just need to attach the CPT here, and now you will see two more columns. Now when I click on publish, by default this post only saves the post and the featured image. It doesn't store the meta box. So for that, to make it work, we need to add one more hook, that is save post. And I'm saying if the post type is trainer, and get these two values, getting the key and saving it in post meta with the function called update post meta. As you can see, update post meta, and it out gets saved. Now if I refresh and try to add some more values, so let's just start with him, and experiences like, let's say 5, and specialty in weight loss, and choosing the image, and click on publish. Let me just add one more trainer. So Emily John, experience and specialist in yoga and flexibility, and let me add the image, publish. Now these data which I have added in the form of profile, I want to make it available on this page. By default it will just show only the title and the date. I want all the custom data along with the gym trainer to display. So for that we have to use a filter, and so here we have two block of code. The first block of code is actually the header information that you need, and the second is, so now the header would get displayed, photo, expires and facility. And now what we need is, I want to, based on this thumbnail and based on this heading which you see here, photo, experience and specialty, photo, experience and specialty, I think this is not needed, this is just making twice. So now what we need is, based on the column, I want the relevant post metadata. So we'll use the switch case, and I'm going to use the same get post meta, passing the post ID and using the key to get the value and getting stored it into the in place of columns. So now you'll see it would get populated. Just make sure you have the proper post type listed, or else it won't work. Cool. Now it's time for the archive. If I click on view, you'll see PT is there. If I refresh, now WordPress doesn't know this link, so we have to rewrite the URL. So to rewrite the URL, we need to get it to permalink. The way we rewrite WordPress URL is changing the permalink. If you update it, WordPress internally runs the rewrite URL function, and understands whichever CPT is created, and based on that it will create the archive page. Now this is default WordPress archive page. Now we want to create a custom archive page. To create custom archive page, we are using the hook called archive template, and saying if the hook is trainer, if the archive is trainer, then show archive on hyphen trainer.php. Now since this is set for this particular archive, if you refresh, it would be blank because our archive page is blank. Now it's a regular loop. Only all the data with post type trainer should show up on this page beautifully. So it's simply a PHP code. We are just make sure you have the proper CPT, and rest is all same. We just need to fetch the value and display it. So you can see with the help of get post meta, we'll be just using the get post meta and the thumbnail and displaying it over here. And just after that we have a block of code. Once someone click on it, we want the pop-up to show up, and once someone enters anything, these data should send an AJAX request. To send an AJAX request, we are creating a form object, filling these field along with filling these field name and phone number along with the post trainer name and the time. Now we are using the form data and appending all the data. Make sure to look at the arc action. So this action is responsible for manipulating the data that the AJAX is sending, and we are sending with the help of fetch API of JavaScript. So you can see form data we are sending FD. FD is nothing but form data, and the form of post. Now let's handle this data that we get. We can manipulate the data by the action. So if you look at the action, you will see WP underscore AJAX underscore whatever you write here. This request has to send somewhere, so that sending key is actually the action. So this key gets attached into WP underscore AJAX underscore the key, and based on that, whatever function you have added will get added. So these two lines is because one for the logged in user and one for the not logged in user, and whatever we send here, I'm accessing it, and I'm creating for each single bookings in the form of CPT. What we usually do is we usually insert any values, the raw values, as a single row, but I'm making it as a CPT. Each booking is a CPT. So that means CPT will be created. Let's say trainer underscore bookings is a CPT that we need to create, and once someone books a CPT, one CPT would be created with this ID. So since this is a keep CPT, and the relevant metadata for this CPT would get updated accordingly. So that would have trainer ID, trainer name, slot, name, phone, and time. So now what happens is, if you get into this, if you enter some values, and I want a submenu, so let's just add a submenu now. Adding submenu is similar to what we have already done. Now just make sure the post type is saved, and edit, and this is the CPT that we need to pass. Now this should match. This should match with the URL, or else it will not add itself as a submenu. If I click, you'll see it got appended over here. Now what we need is, let's just try adding a booking. So let's say name anything, root number, click on submit. It says invalid trainer because we haven't changed the invalid trainer serving from here. We have to change the CPT name because it is taking the previous plugin CPT. Any name, click on submit, and it should say booking successful, and that data should get displayed over here. As said, by default title and team only show up. We want to display the column name also. We'll do the same thing what we have already done earlier. We just need to make sure this is our hook name shows up in the placeholder name, and these are the columns, and these are the getters. So we get the data by passing the post ID. Now you'll get the individual data in the form of custom post. So let me add one more gym trainer. Let's say John Smith. The years of experience is 5, and he's specially in strength training, and let's add this image as his profile image, and if you click on publish, it would get published, and let's see it will show in the archive page also. And consider someone books him at 9 AM with the name Vishal again, and this is his number, and these data can be viewed in this particular link of the submenu of CPT. And John Smith was booked for 9 AM by Vishal, or this is his number, and this is the time that he got booked. He has booked John Smith. So I believe the scope of this video is done. Thank you so much for listening. Meet you tomorrow with another video or another plugin tutorial.